So every day I spend my time.
Well, I've got amniotic banding in my left hand, so it just basically means my left hand didn't develop properly. And in my daily life, I don't really think it affects me much. I think that I do everything that most people do in their daily lives, and it doesn't tend to affect me.
Go Grange! Go!
So how did you get into swimming then?
Well, watching the 2012 Paralympics, we were on holiday in Spain, and I was just watching the TV, and it was the London Olympics was on, so it just kind of like made me think I can do it, because there was people there that had similar disability to me, so I just thought I can do it, and there's nothing stopping me.
And so did you then approach, because you're part of the Isle of Man Swimming Association, aren't you? Did you approach them and just sort of ask what sort of training programmes they had? Where did you go from there? Well,
we came back from holiday, and I did the Manchester Games, and I did that, and then eventually Lee came to one of the Ramsey ones, because I was part of North, and he came and watched and just kind of said, do you want to pop down for a training session? And it went straight from there.
And what was the training like when you first started? Was it quite full on?
Initially I didn't know what they meant, because they were talking they were using coaching terms and that, and I didn't really know what they were talking about, so initially it was quite hard to understand, but then I finally got into it. But the training was difficult as well. I'd never done that much training, never really done that much sport before that.
And we're joined by your mum Sonia as well. Sonia, it's always something that impacts on family when young people want to get involved in sport in such a sort of professional way, in a way. How have you found it?
I think initially it was probably only 3 sessions a week in the evenings, and probably for about an hour. So having 4 children, we're used to running around to sports and clubs and things after school, so it didn't really impact. But once Ben became part of British Para Swimming, and the expectation was higher, so yeah, there was a lot of sacrifices, a lot of ships that passed the night at home. I think the biggest challenge, I suppose, was the amount of training and competitions that he had off island. He competes able-bodied when he's here, and he does also away. But to go to specialist para events, it means sort of trying to get away from school, getting on the boat or the plane to get over. And yeah, it's just a lot more logistics and cost, obviously, to get him away. Ramsey Grammar School were brilliant with him, and it helped him to make sure that he kept on top of his schoolwork. Which did mean that sometimes he had stuff to do whilst he was away between, heats and finals, which Ben obviously loved. But no, I think just travelling from the island does put a lot more pressure on everybody that takes part in sports or does any sort of events off island.
And I think it's safe to say you've taken to swimming extremely well, Ben, because from quite early on you've won all kinds of awards, haven't you?
Yeah, so I went straight from doing the Manchester Games, I went straight into doing the Nationals, and I got a bronze in that in the first year I did it. So from early on of doing the sport, and I've only been doing it for about 4 or 5 years now, so from early on doing it, in 5 years I've done quite a bit.
And you've just this year you've made the move across to the UK. Tell us about the place that you've moved to.
Well, I've moved to Mount Kelly, doing the swimming over there, but it's a great school. Just it's a lot harder, the training, just a lot longer days, but it's very rewarding, and the training's a lot more difficult, but it's worth it.
But it pays off, doesn't it? Because they've had some brilliant success stories themselves from people that have been at Mount Kelly, haven't they? Yeah,
at Mount Kelly at the moment they've got an Italian world junior record holder, and he's 3rd in the world for some of his events. And there's also Ollie Taverner, who's he's British record holder for junior breaststroke. So they've got a good history and a
pedigree.
Yeah, a good pedigree.
And how has that been for you, Sonia, since he's been away? Because, it's difficult anyway for anyone to sort of say, OK, you're going to go off island. But he's quite young to do this, and it's a huge thing that he's gone off to do, isn't it?
Yeah, and Devon is a really handy place to get to from the Isle of Man, which, it's a day trip just to get there, let alone, do anything when you get there. But I think it's made it a lot easier for Steve and I, because Ben is so happy there. He literally is on the go from 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, whether that be in the pool, in the gym, or in lessons or prep. So he doesn't have time to really think about anything other than swimming and school. he's happy there. So obviously we miss him hugely, and it does feel it's a void in our life because we're not charging around the island to all the pools every night. We've kind of got time on our hands. But no, he's happy there, so that's made it a lot easier for us, and we try to get down once a month to see him. I know Chris Quine from Isle of Man Sport is going down to see him in the next half term, so having people from home going down does help things as well.
It's quite an interesting time to make this move, Ben, because, just to let people know what age you are, first of all, because we haven't actually even mentioned that.
Oh, yeah, I'm 14, so just moved into year 10.
Yeah, and it's quite a crucial age for teenagers, sort of from a friendship point of view. How has it been sort of leaving friends and making new friends going over there?
Well, I try and keep in contact with like the swimmers and that from the Isle of Man, but making friends away, it was quite good because initially it was a bit like, how do I make friends, It was a bit eye-opening, and then after a while, like after a day or two, I just started making quite a lot of friends. Like everyone was like in the same situation because quite a lot of people were new, and also people that you were sharing a room with, you with them pretty much the whole time. So, and in my room, a lot of them were swimmers, so I was swimming with quite a lot of them as well. So it was quite easy to make friends.
And do you find that it's sort of made you really sort of up your game? Has it taken it to the next level? Because presumably a lot of the people that you're with want to do something similar to you, and presumably that's to get to the Paralympics, I'm assuming. Yeah,
quite a lot of people I know want to do similar things, but to have the dedication and that, some people don't have that, but a lot of people are really, really into it, like me.
Yeah, and is that the plan? Do you want to do the Paralympics?
Oh,
is that where you want to go?
Yeah, I really want to do the Paralympics, and I want to one day be like in the world record holder. And
I'm assuming he does have that dedication and passion then, Sonia. You'll have seen it in him.
Yeah, he is very focused, very driven. He's hoping this year, because he received his international classification last year at the international meet, so that means he can go anywhere in the world to swim now. He's hoping this year to go to the European Championships, which are in Dublin. But yeah, he's very tunnel visioned. He's on the long list to go to Tokyo. So there's 43 athletes for swimming that are in the long list at the moment, and they expect to take a team of about 32, 33. So we'll find out over the next couple of years whether he makes the grade, really. But I don't think there's anything else that we can do to support him. It's just making sure that he keeps fit and doesn't get injured and keeps on the schedule, really.
And what is that schedule like, Ben? What's your daily routine like now?
Well, on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I wake up at about 5:45 and go swimming. So I have swimming first, and then I go do school, and then come back, and then I'm straight back for another swimming session and gym session in the afternoon.
Fantastic. So it is pretty full on then, yeah.
Yeah, very full on.
With all the training, do you feel at all that you're missing out on anything that maybe your other friends of the same age are doing?
No, because most of the people, like all my friends down at Mount Kelly at the moment, are swimmers as well, so they're doing the exact same thing as me. Everyone's in the same boat, I think.
Or pool.
Yeah.
And while you were away, you also received notification that you won another award, which you've brought with you this afternoon. Very excited to see it. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I didn't really know I'd been put in for it until like about a week after the term started. So I'm very happy to have won it, and feel like it's quite an honour to have it.
Yeah, so this is the Reba Award, isn't it? Just tell us the title of the award that you won.
Responsible Business Award. It's got it for the positive role model for disability. So I feel very happy to have it and to have people think that about me. It makes me feel very proud to think that people think of me as a positive role model. So I like to think that I inspire people, because quite a few paraswimmers joined after I joined, like reading up about me and that. So I was very happy to hear about that.
Proud mum moment there, I think, Sonia.
Absolutely, and it's one of the, you don't realise really, because you're busy week to week just with the routine. Ben has been really fortunate that Microgaming have supported him, and he's one of their ambassadors, and it was actually the team at Microgaming that put him forward and nominated him for this award. So you don't really stop and think about it, because you're kind of just getting on with life, but he is an inspirational young man. He is very driven, and we are sort of like just passengers on his journey, if you like. We're just the responding to whatever he needs. So if anything, I was the soft mum at home that would be saying, "Do you really want to train tonight? You've had a tough week." No, of course I've got to train. So we're probably the opposite to what we probably should be. But yeah, it's definitely driven by Ben, and he is a very positive person.
And as you mentioned, you are part of this microgaming program here, Ben. Just tell us a little bit about it, what it means to be an ambassador for microgaming and what you have to do.
Provide information about myself to them, and about my achievements in the swimming, and just letting them keep up to pace about what I'm doing. And I feel really happy to be part of it, because it is a very good program, and everyone at Microgaming is dead nice and accepting of me, and they're just all very nice down there. So what sort of advice then would you have for someone else who's thinking of getting into sport sort of on a sort of professional level, whether they're able-bodied or in the para-swimming side of things? What sort of advice would you have for them? Just to be dedicated, just to give time up for the sport, and just think of it as it comes first, really. Just concentrate on it all the time. Do whatever you have to do for your sport.
What is next for you when you get back to the UK?
To finish off the year, I've got the British para national meet in Manchester, so that'll be really good as well.
You seem so chilled. It's amazing, Ben. I would have thought, someone who's obviously, you have to be competitive, don't you, in what you're doing, but you're so relaxed.
Yeah, I just try not to get caught up about stuff, and just kind of enjoy the moment.
Good for you.
I'd like to say thank you to the Ironman Sport. They've been very supportive as well, but they've got a little blog on there as well, so they've been really helpful too. Thank you to Microgaming and Ironman Sport for the sport.